It's so far to stretch. Wednesday, April 24th. I've been standing around for like 4 hours. Pretty much. Just standing around waiting to suck holes. And then they started sucking their own holes. So it's like, what good was I? And then the sucker quit completely. So I just needed a little break. It came back for a minute, then it quit again. So I was like, I guess we get better. Give the sucking a break. Those holes are just gonna have to be left unsucked, you know. What can you do, really? But they are drilling holes for the posts for the fence at the pickleball court. So, and then they were having all sorts of trouble, like the generator they had, they kept tripping the fuse on it because the power equipment they were trying to use needed more juice than it could handle. So they went and got another transformer or whatever. I don't think it was a Decepticon. It seemed to be one of the good guys. But a generator. He turned into a generator, so that was good. But they had to go find one that they had in storage because there wasn't one down at the shop, or there was and they couldn't find it. I don't know. But that ended up not working. They went and rented a bunch of, like, some kind of like auger thing or something, like a two-man motor. I don't know. Nothing they were trying was working. Eventually they got something that was drilling the right holes, but then it didn't get deep enough. They had to take another, drill and get deeper with the hole, and it's like, but yeah. I was basically there to be a liaison, just kind of there in case they needed something. Like, I could message, Chris Deal or, Brett was the guy that I was supposed to message, if they needed anything, because Brett was running back and forth between, I guess the community center, pool, something, whatever, to begin with. But then he was kind of standing there too, just kind of, we just kind of standing there watching them work. So, whenever they had to move on, he would like pick up the because they went and got a bigger generator from storage out at Lions Lake, I guess, and when they were ready to move on to the next hole, he would like pick it. It was on wheels, so he would kind of like a wheelbarrow, you know what I'm saying, hopefully. So he would just move it on. I was just kind of standing there, and then I got to where I got like a broom and a dustpan, and I was like sweeping up because they would leave dirt piles. Because whatever the thing they had was circular, but it was hollow on the inside, so it was like cutting down. So then they had like this clump of rock and dirt up inside that they were beating out with hammers. Whenever they got done, so it would leave like this droplet of rock and dirt and whatever. So I was just getting to where I was picking those up and taking them to their dump truck and dumping them in the truck. The one guy, they had the plastic pools, the plastic kiddie pools or whatever, the harder ones, not like the blow up ones or whatever. But that's kind of what they were using to, try to keep the rock and everything, to where it wasn't making a complete mess. But yeah, it was it was a complete mess because it was like they couldn't get any of their equipment to work, or what they were trying wasn't working to dig the hole as deep as they needed it or as wide as they needed it or something. I don't know. So I was just basically there to message Brett if they needed something, and then they didn't really need anything. And then, like I said, Brett was there himself later, just kind of, standing around, not doing much of anything. So just kind of waiting, waiting and watching. you know, because I mean they had like a 4 or 5 man crew, something like that. They were kind of doing their own thing, drilling, and so. But yeah, mostly what I was working on was sunburn. I think you can probably see right there. It looks pretty nice, pretty nice. Because I didn't put any sunscreen on. I don't. I should. It's getting to be, it's not always overcast, but yeah, good times. I have 4 minutes of taping time left, so, and my noodles are waiting on me. 24th, did I say it's the 24th? Yes, it's the 24th. So let's see what our question is on the 24th. Indoors or outdoors? Indoors! Is that the SpongeBob song? Yes, that's me as well. Indoors, definitely. I mean, I like the outdoors. I like going for like nature walks and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I think she's done with her opinion. I mean, I kind of like that, like, going and seeing the waterfalls or going and walking the nature trails, whatever. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of, it can be both. But I guess I prefer indoors because it's like, it's, out of the elements, like, you're not out in the heat or the sun. It's like, I've never understood the sunroof because it's like, whenever anybody opens a fucking sunroof, like, no matter where I sit, like the sun is somehow beaming down in my face, and I'm like, there's supposed to be a roof here to keep this from happening, you know. So not a big fan of the sunroof. Moonroof, sure. See, I mean, I like being outside. I like walking around when it's quiet and there's no one around. No people. Once again, going out for walks at like 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever, is nice. Like, down in my hometown of Hardin, I mean, not like there's nobody out, at night. It's just nice. It's quiet. It's serene. When I was a teenager, my friend Jason and I, because we kind of lived out by the river, on the outskirts. There's not much town of Hardin to begin with. There's even less of it now, but we kind of lived on the outskirts of town. I don't know how far in town it was, but we walked up to the we had like the convenience store, whatever, and got a pop from the machine and walked back. One night just walking in the middle of the highway. There's no cars coming. Nobody's around. So that was kind of nice. That was nice. I gotta plug myself in. Indoors is also where you can plug yourself in, should you need to, and make yourself noodles, because noodles are delicious. There we go. Now we're good. Now it won't die on me. So I mean, I like outdoors. With bullet points, I guess. There has to be specific situations to be outdoors, I don't know. I guess being at a zoo or, a theme park or something, I guess. Like outdoors is okay, but it's generally, people-y, and that's not always the best thing. I don't always enjoy that. So indoors is like, you don't have to worry about the sun, obviously, because it's fucking dark in here. Like it's not bright, it's not, it's not windy, it's not cold, it's not hot. It's whatever you turn your air conditioner on to be. Whatever you choose, hot or cold. Hot or cold, make your choice. Yeah, so. I mean, I guess I like being outside, sitting in the shade is okay, because it's not so hot or bright in the shade. Like, you know, walking in nature, you're surrounded by trees. I've kind of always wanted to do the Katy Trail since I watched that thing on PBS about it a long time ago. But that sound, I don't know. I don't know how long that would take to do that, because it's like, that sounds like a lot of, and I think they just extended it in the last couple years or something. So I think there's even more of the Katy Trail now that you can do. And I'm not quite clear about, like, I think you can take the Amtrak to the starting point with your bike if you're gonna bike, and that would make the most sense, I guess. You could get further faster on a bike than just walking it if you know, because I think it goes across the whole state. I believe the whole state of Missouri. So it's like you end up in St. Louis, and I've never quite understood, like, if I think there's an Amtrak station there somewhere to get you back home, because there's an Amtrak station here in town, so I could just ride it. But I don't know, like, if the trail ends at the Amtrak station, if like how accessible the Amtrak station is. You know, like, do you have to ride your bike along like a 4-lane highway or some bullshit? You know, it's kind of like, I would think that I would think that because it's the Katy Trail, they would be set up specifically for biking or walking, hiking, whatever. But I don't know. It's one of those things I figured I'd do sometime far in the future, or never. That's also a possibility. Just never. Biking the whole thing, walking the whole thing. Well, not walking the whole thing. I did post on Facebook once asking for information if anybody had done it, you know, and like just kind of try to get specifics, like how long did it take you, and blah 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 blah. And I had this friend that he was ready to go, like, right now, let's do it. You know, it was something that he always wanted to check off his bucket list or whatever. Like, he's like, oh, it's something I've always wanted to do. And he was like, well, we can go so many miles in a day. And it's like, he was taking it a little bit more serious. And it's kind of like, I just wanted to ride it, you know, leisurely, like, enjoy the scenery, like, you know, take pictures, like, obviously take video now that I'm doing the vlogs. I think I was back then, too. So I think I would have been taking, like, video and, you know, and pictures and stuff. Like, I want to, like, I don't want to just go do it. Like, I want to go experience it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to be outdoors, if I'm going to be out in the bright and the heat and the whatever, I mean, I guess if you go at the right time of year. I don't know if it's open all year long. I don't know if you can do the Katy Trail in the winter. I don't know. But it, like, there's a part where you're like high up on a ridge above the Missouri River and stuff, and it looks really pretty. So I mean, because outdoors is scenic. I do enjoy it sometimes. You know, for certain things, I guess. But indoors is also, it's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like your own private, you know, sanctuary. Like, you know, like I said, you're out of the sun, you're out of the, you know, out of the people. Like, I still think I prefer indoors. You know, as SpongeBob would say, you know. But anyway, yes, I thought about on the way home. I was like, I think I still have like $20 in my bank account. I get paid tomorrow's payday, first payday. You know, every week now I'm going to have a payday for a while. But of course, there's plenty of things to pay. There's plenty of loans to pay because I've had to dig myself into a little bit of a hole to get where I am. You know. But I was like, you know, it's like I could stop off at the Chinese buffet. It's like I could stop off at Arby's, get a bite to eat. But it's like, I know, like, it's kind of like, there's been some times where I've sat down here, like, you know, I put my noodles are done, waiting on me in the microwave. I'll sit down here to answer the question for the day, and, like, it's like, as soon as I sit down, man, like, it's like, some days it's just over, you know what I mean? And I had one of those times, because there was one time on the way home, on one of my payday Fridays with the city, I actually stopped off at King Chef, that's the Chinese buffet. And I ate, and then it was kind of like, yeah, I still have to walk home. I was like, God damn it. I tried to get an Uber. I tried multiple times to get an Uber, and I don't know if just nobody was doing Uber at the time, or because I mean it was during the summer, so the students weren't here for college. Or I mean maybe there's more Uber available during the time when students are here. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I tried multiple times and waited and waited. Like I waited like 10, 15 minutes. It's like, we'll have your driver details soon, blah, 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 blah. Then it, like, didn't connect me to anyone. And it was like, oh, sorry, there's no rides available at this time. It's like, you could have told me that, like, 10 fucking minutes ago. And I could have tried again. Or just started walking. Like, I wasted so much fucking time just fucking sitting there. Like, there was other times. Like, there was one time, like, one of the first days that I worked for the city. I was wore out. Because I think it was one of the days I might have cleaned the shop, but yeah, I was like so drained, and it's like I just want to like I found a shady spot to sit down once again out of the out of the bright. I found a shady place to sit down and try to get an Uber, and I could see across the street the address for the apartment complex that was right there. So it's like, oh well, here's the address to tell them to come pick me up at. And there again, I waited and waited, and we'll connect you to your driver soon. We'll connect you to your driver soon. Driver details, blah, blah, blah. Never came up. And then it was like, sorry, no rides available. It's like, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if people just don't do Uber here. I don't know if it might not be very, cost effective or whatever. Like, at least, I mean, people do DoorDash all the time, because it's like it's college town, they want food. The drunk and or high college students want their food, so bring me my munchies. So DoorDash is a sure bet, but I don't know, I guess Uber's not much of a thing. I don't know. I didn't have the number. Well, I think the taxi service, you have to have cash, and I didn't have cash. If the taxi service had not, I don't know if you can do like Google Pay or pay with a card, or I don't know if you can or not. I'll have to look that up and find out, in case I need a ride again sometime. In case I like stop off for the Chinese buffet and then I eat too much and then it's like, God damn it, now I gotta walk home in the heat and the sun. Try to get through all the cars. It's like, you Chinese buffet, man, you don't want to move. You don't want to move. But anyway, so yes. See, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming all over my face. Did you see it? Anyway, I'm hungry. I want noodles. My belly just went rah, 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 rah. I said, I'm hungry, and it's like, you're goddamn right you're hungry. Fucking feed me. Feed me, Seymour. I will. I will. And I'll get this uploaded, and I will see you for what I see you. That's so